Hi, guys. I just wanted to talk about an idea I'm kind of excited about called SUPuraEyes. It's SUP, stand up and paddle, or in my case, sit up and paddle, on inflatable or any kind of SUP board, and pura, which is the word used in Japan for plastic, and eyes. So surprise, SUPuraEyes. The idea, it could be a great and very viable idea for ecotourism products in Japan. And I'd like to explain a little bit about why I think it's a very viable option, which would not cause any pollution to be added to the environment. It wouldn't cause disturbance for local residents. And it could actually improve the environment. So anyway, let me explain a little bit. At the moment, we have bicycle rental around most cities, destinations, tourism destinations in Japan. Why not also have SUP rentals? So if you use SUP, like a blow-up SUP, like the type that I've been trying out, you can carry it on your back. It's like a giant backpack. So it's possible to ride around on your bike. It's possible to use public transportation to get to and from the rivers. Cities like Hiroshima, they have stairs leading right down to the river. I know Osaka, Kyoto, a lot of other cities around Japan also have river access, and the visitors could, rent the SUPs, sit or stand and paddle around and see the views of the city from the river, which is really enjoyable, relaxing. You're outside on a beautiful day. And if we also add the aspect where people can collect any plastic rubbish that they see along the way and maybe get a discount on the rental when they bring back a bag of plastic rubbish, then we can actually improve the environment, which is one of the targets of any ecotourism in its true sense, ecotourism product. So the benefits of this kind of idea are there very low barriers to entry, or there should be. At the moment, when you look at SUP rentals around Japan, the barrier seems kind of high. They're kind of aiming at very athletic people. But actually, you can sit and paddle on an SUP board very easily. It's very enjoyable. I've been doing it. I'm not at a point yet where I can stand up and paddle, but that's fine. You can paddle on your knees. You can sit and paddle. It's fine. So the barriers to entry, really, you can aim at almost anybody. Maybe you can have a safety rule. So if kids under 16, they have to wear like a life vest or something. But, that's up to the destination to decide. So there should be very low barriers to entry. It shouldn't cost that much, and anybody can do it. Very safe, very enjoyable. It doesn't create noise pollution. It isn't a tourism product that revolves around plastic. You don't have to buy any plastic. You don't have to use any plastic. You don't have to eat food that creates plastic waste, right? So it's very sustainable. It doesn't disturb locals. It's a great idea. And I would love to see it take hold in different areas around Japan. There's a really, I've been reading and watching videos recently from really inspiring people around the world who are doing things like plogging, where they're jogging and picking up trash, or the guy who started the Thames Project. He cycles on a floating bicycle down the Thames collecting trash. It's not just about getting rid of all the trash, because I don't know if that's possible to get rid of all the trash at this point. It just keeps coming, right? But the idea is to get the conversation out there. And like when I was doing the cleanup activity last week at the beach, I started talking to a young mother on the beach, and I was saying, where do these tubes come from? And she said, oh, isn't it the oyster farm? And we started talking about it. And I was saying, it's such a big problem. And I've read on the Japan Environmental Action Network, GENE, the Japanese organization, that they found these tubes as far as Hawaii. And I'm from Hawaii. And wow, we've been trying to do this cleanup for about 4 hours. And it looks like we haven't done anything. And then she said, oh, should I get my kids to help out? And I was like, oh, that'd be fantastic. And the kids were amazing. And they were picking up all this trash. And then she started telling them in Japanese, oh, plastic is a really big problem. Microplastics in our food is a problem. Like she knew so much about the plastic problem, but maybe she just needed that extra little push to have that conversation with me about cleaning up trash. And then that helped her get involved. So I think if we see, more SUPs in the rivers, and we have a discount for people that collect trash from the river or whatever, there will start a conversation. There just isn't enough of a conversation happening right now about the plastic problem. And even in Japan is so clean, right? But there's still plastics in the river, every day. There's plastics floating up on the ocean, beaches every day. This is a problem in Japan, just like anywhere in the world. So I think this could really help destination branding, destination that takes on this kind of attraction, like a SUP rental, as well as bicycle rental. It's promoting your destination as a destination that really appreciates protecting the environment, that really appreciates not making noise or not making trouble for local residents, and keeping the peace, and allowing visitors to enjoy the natural part of your destination. And isn't that a wonderful part of branding? So about pricing, I think price points, I checked around on the internet, a bunch of places now. In Hiroshima, for example, we have bicycle rentals for about 3,000 yen a day. I think around that same price point would be very reasonable. There's SUP rentals around Japan now who they're asking for 5,000. I think that's a bit high. I would say 3,000 for a full day and 2,000 for a half day would be a really good point to pitch it at. And if you had inflatable SUP boards where people could pick it up from the bicycle rental office and carry it to the river themselves and set off on the river themselves, and then return it to the same office or a different office around the city, I think that would be really attractive. Very easy to set up. The costs, if you're using the existing bicycle rental shops, the costs are very minimal. You just have to invest in some of the blow-up SUP boards and paddles. Of course, you can have a deposit to make sure if any SUP boards are damaged, that they would cover the costs as well. There's other ideas that you could add about pricing. If you want to encourage people to stay longer at your destination, you could also offer 10,000 yen per week, so $100 a week rental pass or something. So if somebody is staying in your destination longer, which we want them to do because there's less damage and they appreciate it more, and they have a really deep, wonderful experience, and they're more likely to return. So we really want to encourage people to stay longer. So if you had like a 4-day pass for $100 or a 5-day pass for $100, that might really incentivize people staying longer and getting the pass, or maybe using it with their friends to get a bit more of a discount. Anyway, those are my ideas. I'm really excited about trying to integrate and multitask getting back in shape, which I need to do for my health. And it's such beautiful weather. I got to get out there. And also to pick up a little bit of plastic trash and take it out of the ecosystem and hopefully help a little bit. We do what we can, right? So have a good day, guys. And I'll talk to you again next week. Bye.